I am at the wonderful Sebright Gardens today with the wonderful Kirk. And Kirk, you know, it's so beautiful to come to your place and to see your gardens because it gives us so many ideas. And you don't mind us taking pictures, do you?
No, not at all. Everyone can come and take photos.
Yeah.
They don't need permission.
Good, good, because it does have so many different ideas, and we all have these kind of tough places that we want to do, you know, plant, but you have so many lovely plants here.
Yeah, we've gotten a little carried away.
Yeah, so let's kick off. So
yeah.
Let's start on this end, and if you can tell us about this beautiful bleeding heart.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Dicentra spectaculus, a pink bleeding heart. It is, it's a great plant. You know, it's been around for many years, and one thing I've discovered with it is that it can take a drier area of the garden, which is, you know, difficult to plant in some especially our native plants. They soak up a lot of moisture. Their roots are more fibrous. I found they perform well in those drier locations. In fact, this winter I moved the pots that we overwintered underneath a fir tree for the winter, and those are doing fantastic.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And speaking of dry shade or drier shady area, I mean these can grow in full sun to full shade, and we have this pine tree right behind us. I have the Solomon sill right at the base of the pine tree there. It's growing great. It's starting to bloom now here in spring, which is, you know, an added bonus. Those nice, lightly fragrant flowers.
Very nice.
And
what do you have here that's blooming so prolific?
Oh, this Triorella. This is
wow.
Spring Symphony, and they're lightly fragrant. They're so nice, and this time of year in spring, they're just such super performers. They just need, you know, some well-drained soil. They can, and they're a pretty easy plant to grow in the garden.
Nice. Nearly
full shade to partial shade.
Beautiful.
It works great, yeah.
And then blue, I love having blue in the garden.
Yeah, these are just opening up. I love this Curtis Porcelain Blue. It blooms, I swear it blooms 12 months of the year. Every time I see it, it's blooming. It's just starting to open now, so you can't quite see the full effect of the flowers, but it's a super performer, and it's been evergreen here. During the last winter storm, it looked a little sad for a few days, and then it just bounced back up with new foliage. So I got a porcelain blue there. It's just kind of cute too.
Yeah, and blue heron.
Yeah.
Nice. Tiny, but it's not a thistle.
Yeah, the Canthus spinosa. It's I got a couple of here. This one was growing in full shade, and this one in partial sun. The flower is coming to one in the partial sun because it's in a pot, but a little earlier than normal. But I planted one. I lived in Portland many years ago, last century actually, and I had one of these planted at the base of a fir tree, a big old fir tree in my backyard, and it is still there doing great. And it's just amazing how, and they're nice because they're so versatile. You can plant them in full shade to full sun. It doesn't matter. They perform well in any environment. So,
and
it's
you
nice
are.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You're known for your hostas. And
yes.
That is
amazing.
Yeah.
You can't come to Sebright without knowing about hostas. we are one of the largest hosta nurseries just half the United States. So. I pulled out a couple that look nice at this time of year. You know, some of them have their show at certain times of the year where they're really showy. This here is I Declare. It has that nice bright color to it. And First Frost, this is a great hosta. First Frost, it's the colors in spring are just so striking, and it has thicker leaves. So, you know, if you have slugs, you got to put them to work for them to really get their meal there. It's going to take them a while to get through those leaves.
And you know, I love that you have them around the garden, not just in the ground, but in containers. So you could do that in the garden or on a deck or something.
Yeah, in fact, I was looking at that going, that needs to go in a container. It would look so nice in a container. Yeah.
Beautiful.
They make a nice show.
What else you got?
Well, I have, this time of year, in the spring here, we have the Pacific Coast Iris blooming. And we have selections here we offer that are ones, a friend down in Australia, we went to his place, and we're just amazed at his Pacific Coast Iris seedlings, which, you know, it's our native plant, but they're just doing an awesome job down
Beautiful.
there. He was, so he hybridized some for us, and this is one of the selections from his hybridizing work, one of several that we have. So
nice.
yeah.
And really, you're so well known too for your epimedium collection, because not too many people have those.
Yeah,
so beautiful.
We have this time of year. They look so nice. They're distant related to the Mahonia Oregon grape, so they're pretty easy to grow in the garden. They can, once they're established, they can take drought even, which is nice. You know, we have a difficult time with our Mediterranean type summers, so
sure,
it's
definitely
nice to have that. I just wanted to point out this one here. You know, some of they have different colors of leaves. I really like this creamsicle. You know, it starts off. Here's one here. It has pink tones, and then they fade to white.
Wow.
So yeah, the flowers are white, so they're not really showy with that white foliage, but Yeah.
Very
anyway.
nice. And fern collection, you have so many different ferns,
Yes,
so
we
just
do.
a
Yep.
few of those.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just going to point out a few. Right now, this in the garden, this sunset fern is up right now as well in the garden. It's pretty reddish orange in the garden, but here in this pot you can see some of last year's earlier foliage. And then the eared lady fern is really nice, at that light green with the red stems and deep red, almost mahogany, burgundy, isn't it?
Pretty.
Yeah.
And the frilly one.
That's just a fun one, that parsley leaf fern. It's a good name for it.
And iris, because that's another part of your business, is iris.
Yeah, here at the location, Mid-America Garden is here as well, and they specialize in bearded iris, and they have a huge selection of dwarf bearded iris, which work great in the garden. You know, a neglected spot that's sunny and dry, you know, something that's cute. They're just great performers at this time of year. Yeah.
And then you have these early, and then you go into the taller ones. So really, you have a long season of iris.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then if you can touch on your fuchsia collection,
yeah, I
wow.
just couldn't help myself. They did pretty well in the garden. They probably would have bloomed if we didn't have that one winter storm we had. So anyway, but you know, these are ones that we prevented from freezing, and they're starting to bloom now. And I just thought, you know, we have a huge selection here that we offer in our shopping area, so I thought we should bring them out so you can.
Oh my gosh, you do it.
People are aware of some of the stuff we carry that we don't advertise
right,
on our website.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, because it's like how much can you talk about on TV or on a commercial? So that's why we come out to visit. But you have to come out and visit and see this unbelievable collection of plants that you could take home and the display gardens. Please go to GardenTime.tv. We'll click you over to Sebright Gardens website and get all the information to get out here. Thanks so much. Happy spring.
Thank you. Yeah. Happy spring.